Hello YouTube, in this series of videos I want to talk about the benefits of staying natural, and I want to inspire people to say no to PED and basically give you reasons that are going to help you fight and combat that drive or desire you might have, because let's be honest, these are tempting products to use for anyone who is interested in bodybuilding. So the number one reason why is being natural is going to allow you to keep your gains forever, or rather up until a certain point. So when you're natural, your hormone levels as a male peak around the time you're 35, 40 years old. That's something that most people don't realize or understand. And there is this misconception that you're the most androgenic and anabolic during your teen years and 20s. And yes, there is a spike of hormones during the puberty, but that spike eventually tapers down. And then the slope starts slowly going forward and forward until you're middle-aged. So as a natural, your prime, if you do everything correctly and you don't get injured, is going to happen later, during your 30s to 40s. And the muscle mass that you've gained during that time, even once your hormone starts tapering down, will still be there. This is the reason why doctors recommend strength training early on, because once you get older, and it becomes tougher to exercise, that muscle mass doesn't just disappear. You can, with minimal exercises, manage to maintain most of it, and it's going to carry you through your older years and prevent disease, injuries. I have a story about that. My grandpa was a construction worker, so he worked with his body every day, and he did that for 30 to 40 years. And he also was working in the fields. He was a hunter, and he was always very active. He was never a big muscular guy, but he was always fit. He's, to this day, still working in the fields. He wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. He still goes in the woods to chop wood, and he's 90 years old. Most people, when they're 90, are either dead or they can barely walk. He still chops down trees. He still carries logs on his shoulders. He's still very active, and I personally believe it's because he built a lot of muscle mass early on in his life, and he maintained it very easily. So that's the benefit for naturals. But what's the difference between people who take products? Wouldn't people who take those products build more muscle mass, and therefore they would be even better off later if they stop taking them? Well, that's a myth, or rather an idea that I've heard a lot, and I disagree with completely, because A, the science doesn't prove it, and B, a lot of people that I follow on YouTube or people that I know in real life who take those products and who are actually honest and genuine told me that it wasn't true. Something that is true apparently is that if you do take PEDs, your muscles remember and you have more muscle cells, which means that you're going to be able to achieve a level of muscularity that's going to be slightly higher, meaning that you pushed your genetic limit. I've heard that. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but maybe it's true. The issue with this line of thinking is that we don't really know the amount of drugs you have to take to raise that ceiling forever. And even then, that small amount that you're going to be taking is still going to have an impact on your health. I rather want to talk about the fact that any muscle gain you make on drugs can only be maintained on drugs. So once you stop taking that product, that substance, and you stop putting it into your body, the hormonal environment where your muscles thrived doesn't exist anymore. So they shrink back in size. And the reason why you see so many people who are able to say, well, I used to take a lot of products and now I take nothing and look how big I am. These people are on TRT. They are not natural. They're still cheating. It's not their body producing that. And the reason why their muscles are able to survive is because there is no deep dive in the hormone production, because they are still supplementing their hormones one way or the other. As a natural, you never have to worry about that. Unless you get very sick, your hormone levels are always going to be pretty stable, and you're going to be able to build mass. And the magic in that is, if something was to happen, you get injured or you need to take a break, that mass you gained is not going to go away. Strength goes away much faster than size. I know for a fact, because I've tried in the past, that if I stopped working my arms, for example, for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, they wouldn't lose that much size. Yes, they would shrink, but not that much. And if I started working them again, they would be very weak, but the size would come back like this. And it's the same for you if you're natural. So that's also the massive discrepancy between natural bodybuilding and enhanced. Everything you build naturally is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. So all the hours you put in, all the hard work and sweat, it wasn't for nothing, because it's never going to leave your side ever. Whereas I personally believe that working out enhanced works as long as you stay enhanced. When you stop, you're going to suffer health consequences forever, and all that work just vanishes. And it basically is a vicious loop, because you have to stay on these drugs if you want to keep all the work you've done, and it ends up ruining your life. So I plead to you, if you're watching this channel, if you're young or not young and you thought about taking drugs, listen to what I just told you. Does that sound appealing to you? For me, being able to keep my gains forever sounds much better, and I hope it does to you too. Thank you for watching. I will be making many more videos like this, because I want to stay natty myself, and I want to convince people to stay natural. Have a good day.